All right, gentlemen, in today's video, we're talking about 5 reasons that every man should consider shaving his head. I've got Ihsaan of the StyleJumper here with me, and I went through Marine Corps boot camp. They shaved my head. Ihsaan, I hear you were in the Navy and you had a similar experience?
I did, but I shaved my head before I got there because I did not want to get butchered in there.
And let's talk about the transition that happens. You go in as this scared civilian, and within a matter of days, you've got the mindset that, yeah, I'm going to be training to be this skilled, this warrior, and the shaved head is a huge part of this.
It is, because everyone gets their head shaved. And so what happens is it's the equalizer. We're all on one accord. We all have one mission to accomplish, and that bald head signifies that you're making a transformation.
So let's talk about the first reason that every man should consider shaving his head is association. Let's go ahead and list out some badasses throughout history that have had shaved heads. So I'm going to start this off. Sam Jackson,
Gandhi, The Rock,
Jeff Bezos,
Vin Diesel, Bruce Willis,
Patrick Stewart,
Mike Tyson.
And let's round this out with the guy that made bald heads cool, and that is Michael Jordan. Let's talk about this. Michael Jordan shows up, and this guy just went on a rampage throughout the NBA and is still, in my opinion, considered to be the greatest NBA player of all time.
Absolutely. He made bald heads cool, Antonio, and every kid, they had their parents go ahead and shave their heads bald because Jordan had it. And so you wanted to be as cool, you're either going to wear sneakers or rock the haircut.
Next up, we've got Boldness. And Ihsaan, tell me about this. I mean, every day you shave your head now, but it's something that when you first did it, this was a bold step, right?
I needed to shave my head because I didn't want to have stubble and I was losing my hair. So I had to commit to that and be bold and make that statement because it's a huge risk in most guys' mind to cut their hair off, right?
Yeah.
So by shaving, I'm committed to having my head shaved because you can't go back immediately once you shave your head.
Now, one of the issues with being bold is that some people are going to like your decision, some people are not going to like your decision. But I think that that's always a better place to be, on an extreme end where you get a reaction.
That person can either like it or dislike it. As long as you like it, that's what's most important.
Next up, gents, let's talk about the science of what goes on when you shave your head. So there's a 2012 study out of the Journal of Social, Psychological, and Personality Science. And what they found is that bald men were rated as being 13% more dominant, 6% more confident, 10% more masculine, an inch taller, 13% stronger, nearly 4 years older. All right, Jen, so all those numbers look pretty good to me, especially the ones about looking stronger, more dominant. Ihsaan, what do you think?
I think those numbers are great, but there's one that I absolutely disagree with, Antonio.
What's that?
It's the 4 years older.
Okay.
I don't believe it. For me, I've been told that I look a lot younger with a bald head.
Deeper into this study, they showed that the weakest hairstyle a man can have is thinning hair on top.
You're already paranoid if you're thinning.
Yeah.
You're worrying about what people are saying. Are they looking at my spot? Is it in the back? Is it in the top of my head? Did I put my head down? So if you're shaving if you just shave it, you don't have to worry about it anymore. It's done.
The next reason that every man should consider shaving his head is the reinvention that happens whenever you go through this process. So when you shave your head, you look at yourself in the mirror, you're looking at a new man. And this is a time for you to be able to start over from your wardrobe to your body. And let's talk about that. So with your wardrobe, there are pieces that you can bring in as a man with a shaved head that you really can't pull off as well if you've got a full head of hair.
I would agree. And that number one accessory would be a hat. Wearing a hat, you're going to protect your head, number one. But also, it's going to give you some variation.
And I want to stress that it's functional. Like you're putting the hat on so you don't get sunburn there. And all of a sudden, you get into the world of hats. Another thing about you, Ihsaan, not everyone knows, is you started off as a personal trainer.
Yep.
And so when you shave your head, all of a sudden, more attention in on the body.
It gives you something else to focus on. So reconditioning your body and reinventing what you look like, because all those years you've been thinking of yourself with that hair. So by working on your body, it's going to mold you, it's going to shape you, it's going to create some new disciplines, and you're going to feel more confident.
She may miss running her hands through your hair, but she's not going to miss, all of a sudden you bring in those guns right there. She's not going to miss running her hands up and down.
She's not going to miss rubbing those guns, Antonio, for sure.
Next up, gents, let's talk about the importance of facial hair when you shave your head. Ihsaan?
So, Antonio, everything's changed, right? So before you had a head full of hair, and now you don't. So adding facial hair gives another point to focus on you, as well as you can shape the way your face is structured by shaping your beard. And now, right now, beards are really popular. So it gives you another notch on being cool.
Next up, let's talk about maturity. So if your hair is thinning out and you decide to shave it, guys, you're making a conscious decision to say goodbye to that hair. You are saying, you know what? I am accepting this. This is a mature decision. Now, Ihsaan, you had to make this decision actually relatively young. How old were you when you decided to actually make the full transition?
I was about 32 years old when I decided I needed to cut my hair because I was really self-conscious.
And what was going on? You had bald spot up front?
I was thinning in the top.
Okay.
And so when when we talked about the Navy, all I dreamed about was growing a big head of dreadlocks.
Yeah.
And so finally I'm out of the military, started living my life, and I started thinning. So then I started thinking about my career. Okay, what's more important? You kind of leave away the vanity because really just the hair to some degree is vanity, right? So it's a vanity play. So I had to move forward with my life, start thinking about my career, start thinking about what type of attributes that I'm going to be able to provide for my wife, for my family, and my career. So those things began to be more important. Who I am from the inside out versus the outside in.
All right, guys, now it's your turn. I want to hear from you down in the comments. And I know many of you guys are going to say, Antonio, you need to shave your head. If you want to see what I looked like when I had a shaved head, just type in The Rock. That actually, we looked very similar, you know, our bodies and the whole shape there. But yeah, it's just, I'm not going for a shaved head. I like my locks. And right now I'm not thinning out. But if it happens, I promise you guys, at some point I will go for the shaved look.